Hey, so today I'm doing a video on Dan Bankhead. Dan Bankhead was the first ever former Negro League pitcher in the major leagues. And I think until recently, at least from as far as I can tell, very little has been reported on him. I think he's been sort of lost in history a bit. Until hopefully that's changing. But admittedly, I hadn't even heard his story until the past couple of years, and I got this card last year. I found an article, I found a couple articles, but there's one in particular that I found really insightful from the Tennessee State Museum, which I pulled a lot of my information from, and I'll also link to that. The Wikipedia entry on him is very scant. It's kind of sad. So he was born in Alabama, 1920. In 1940, he played for the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro Leagues. So he started his baseball career in 1940. 1942, he started serving in the war, in the military, World War II. In 1946, after serving as a sergeant in the Marines, Bankhead signed with the Memphis Red Sox, so a Negro League team where he excelled. In 1947, after signing Jackie Robinson, Bankhead impressed Dodgers general manager Branch Rickey. During the game he attended, Bankhead won the game, striking out 11 batters. So Bankhead soon found himself as a teammate and roommate of Jackie Robinson, this making Bankhead the first former Negro League pitcher to play in the majors. He hit a home run in his first major league appearance, but he didn't fare as well as a pitcher. Like Robinson, he was subjected to racist taunts and threats. As a byproduct of growing up subjected to racism in Alabama, former Negro Leaguer and recent Hall of Famer Buck O'Neil was quoted as saying, "See, here's what I've always heard. Dan was scared to death. He thought he was going to hit a white boy with a pitch. He thought there might be some sort of riot if he did it. Dan was always from Alabama, you know what I mean? He heard all those people calling him names, making threats, and he was scared. He'd seen black men get lynched." So that was his quote, which is pretty sad also. The Pittsburgh Courier in 1948 quoted Bankhead as saying, "I was scared as hell. They had batted our other pitchers all over the lot, and I was given the job of stopping them. When I stepped on the mound, I was perspiring all over and tight as a drum. I wound up to throw to the first batter, and I thought I'd never get unwound. That's how tight I was." Bankhead continued to play in 1947, even playing in the 1947 World Series versus the Yankees. From that time, he spent time in the minors and the majors, seeing the majority of his innings pitched in 1950. He concluded his time in the majors in 1951. After that time, Bankhead spent time in the Mexican leagues through 1966. Dan had 4 older brothers who also played in the Negro Leagues, one of them being Sam Bankhead. Sam was a player-manager who managed the famous Homestead Grays when they disbanded in 1950. And this is Sam Bankhead. I happen to have his card. I got this as a kid in the 80s. I got the most of the cards from this set, so I happened to have this card. So yeah, he was a player manager of the Homestead Grays when they disbanded in 1950. After which Sam became the first black minor league manager. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now let's look at the back of his card. So I'd be super curious to hear if anyone else in the card community knows any other details about Dan Bankhead. I'm super interested to learn more about him. I hardly think that I've sort of uncovered the full history of this man. And I think this is a super, super cool card. and it's a significant player in baseball history. Thanks for stopping in.